And it's time for our usual Friday catch-up with what's going on in the world of politics nationally from our Flow News 24 Canberra Bureau. Love saying that. We have Hannah Phillips on the line. G'day, Hannah. How are you today? It's been a big week again.
Oh, it has. Look, we caught up on Tuesday with things that were breaking around Craig Kelly, but obviously a little bit of an update here on what's happening across politics. It's always a very interesting time for us when we cross to Canberra. There's always lots happening.
There certainly is. Well, let's start with what's the latest on the situation with the Brittany Higgins saga, for want of a better word. It seems to involve Craig Kelly. It seems to involve so many. So what is the latest you can update us with?
Okay, so interesting things are happening here in politics, especially in relation to Brittany Higgins' boss, or old boss, Linda Reynolds, who is the Defence Minister. What's happened in the recent few days has been that she has been hospitalised. There's been some concerns about a pre-existing medical condition, but of course this is now called into question whether or not she can do the job. And more so in relation to that is the fact that there is a lot of contracts that she's involved in, especially with submarines. And there has been some reports, and there is a report this morning that has come out by one of our journalist team here, Don McDonald, at Flow News 24 from Canberra, in regards to this in his article today, in which he actually mentions the messy week that Scott Morrison has had in relation to Linda Reynolds, and the fact that the submarines contract might actually be disappearing. There's been quite a few issues in regards to us being able to settle a deal with the French, and it could be one that continues on into the next few weeks, whether or not we actually have the submarine contract with the French or not. It looks like it could be one that could be folding up.
Well, knowing someone that works at Outer Harbour with the submarine contract in SA, that's devastating news, because there's a lot of people, a lot of jobs that are involved in that. I know in Western Australia as well, but that is big news. And we need to find out what's going on there.
Absolutely, and it's something that, of course, there will be some submarine contracts that do continue, as I understand, in South Australia. I think there are subs that will still be able to use, but I don't think this contract may be actually hanging around for much longer with the French. In the article, there appears to be two sticking points for the French: the technical specifications and the requirement for 60% Australian content has been one of the sticking points for the French in regards to those contracts there.
Okay, well, the French don't like to give up a lot of their content, so they're sticking points indeed. I wonder if they'll settle down with some brie and some champagne to sort it out. Who knows? I know Canberra that happens a bit, but anyway, moving on. We spoke about Craig Kelly the other day. Is there any further because there is an allegation about one of his staff members?
Yes, look, I will mention briefly on that Craig Kelly staff member allegation. It has just started coming out to light. But before I get to that, I did want to mention with Craig Kelly just some of the really interesting information that's sort of coming out now of where Craig might land. This is always that moment when someone leaves or goes on to the prospect where they're going to go next. Well, we thought there could have been a move towards the Nationals. He did actually agree with Barnaby on the coal prices, as we mentioned earlier in the week. Yep. And that is in relation to that clean energy bill that is sort of has been put before Parliament, withdrawn by the Liberal government because Craig Kelly was looking at supporting on the coal front with the Nationals. And there could be something Craig Kelly might be doing now, not with the Nationals, but with One Nation. There's been quite a few reports and some scuttlebutt maybe that's come out that sort of indicates that Craig could be making a shift towards Mark Latham and towards Pauline. The reality is, though, that Pauline probably isn't too happy about the idea from what we can understand. Pauline Hanson has indicated that she'd be opposed to Kelly during the party, even though it would increase her clout in the Senate. This is probably because she's afraid of a Latham push for the leadership of One Nation. Now, if Craig Kelly was to get in, I think Latham is probably really pushing for this with One Nation. He would probably end up standing as a senator in New South Wales. So there's just a little bit there on where Craig Kelly still might land. But in relation to the staffing issues inside Craig Kelly's office. This is one that has sort of just started to come to light. I sort of feel, Clayton, when we take a Band-Aid off, it sort of seems like there's all these other allegations that start appearing.
That's what it seems like to me as well. It started with Brittany Higgins, and it just seems to be more and more. It does put into question, there have been conversations about this during the week, about the culture in Canberra. From your perspective, only being there a short time, have you noticed anything like that? What's it been for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, I must say, Clayton, I do think there is a culture here, not an intentional culture, but I do think people can easily overstep the mark. Yeah. And I don't think people intend to do that. And I think you have to have your wits about you. I think that's probably the most important thing to remember, especially when you're around in any profession, that you do actually think about your conduct. But this goes on both sides for everyone, that you do think about your conduct, especially when you are working in these roles. And for Craig Kelly's staffer, Craig Kelly has actually said that his staff are clean. He's quite happy with them. It's a very safe place to work. He has mentioned all these nice things. He's also said that his female staffers have his phone number if anything was to go wrong. The allegation that has come forward from Craig Kelly's office is one of his staff members has been accused or alleged to have had some contact with a younger female staff member, and those allegations have sort of started to come out now. Obviously, there does need to be, presumptive innocence and natural justice, all those sorts of things. So we don't want to get too far into it before that can actually be sorted out with the police. It is an active case, as I understand now. It has been reported. So it is concerning, though, that there is becoming sort of a clear issue here, that there is a lack of, I would say, safety, for want of a better word, I think, in how people are handling themselves in their offices, because this is something that looks like it could be continuing to unravel for more political people going forward.
Just on back to Linda Reynolds, just quickly, the Prime Minister has come out in support of her. We know what that means, so...
Yes, it's a worrying moment. Linda Reynolds, yes, she's come out in support of her. Does it mean that Linda has her job? I think it's something you would say, Clayton. Yeah. I wonder if she will be resigning from her position, and if that is the case, she's only been in the role for just under 2 years. She has a background in defence. I think she was actually in the Defence Force. So it would be very disappointing to see one of the Prime Minister's female leadership team disappear. It
certainly is. And at the moment, with her health, I certainly hope everything goes well with her, and I'm sure we'll find out, and all the best to her health, and we sort it out soon. A couple of quick things just to finish on, Han. Is everyone happy they've got their Facebook pages back now?
Oh, look, I think all of the media are very excited that they can continue to post on the platform. They're very excited about the opportunity to be back online. They did sort of have a very scared moment there, I imagine, realising that their social media accounts had been stopped. Flow News 24 didn't run into that problem, Clayton. We were very lucky that we seem to have got missed in the purge, but it does look like all the social media accounts are back up and running. And interestingly enough, I think it was written by Ricky Lambert, one of our team at Flow News 24. He mentioned a bit about the fact that it's sort of a huge deal, really. Australia's been able to come up with some sort of agreement with the big tech companies to be able to pay for some of the news that they actually reproduce on their sites. It's
good that we got in there. I told you my friendship with Mark Zuckerberg going way back might benefit one day, and look what happened.
It did. It definitely did.
And just finally, when you see Jackie Lambie, remember today it's her birthday, to wish her happy birthday.
I definitely will. Thank you for the reminder, Clayton.
All right, you have a wonderful time. Take care and be safe in Canberra, and we'll catch up with you, I dare say, early next week, because things are going to happen over the weekend, no doubt. But you take care, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks, Han.
Thanks, Clayton. Bye.
And make sure you take a look at all the articles that Han and the Flow News 24 team are working on just by going to the website flownews24.com.au, flownews24.com.au.